Today, we'll be talking about how we settled in the US after getting our green card in 3 months.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
If you do not shift, every single day will be stressful for you mentally. Even if you come here and land softly, the mental shift will mess you up.
When I land softly on a sofa floor. So far, so good. Go Nibaje, let me see you. Go lo, let me see you. Let's focus.
We can be distracted.
Let's focus. Hello everyone, welcome back to our... How did I do that? Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. And have we ever greeted you guys with welcome to our YouTube channel?
Not really, but welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, so this is the first of many. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today, we'll be talking about how we settled in the US after getting our green card in 3 months.
Yes, so hopefully what we went through or what we did is able to help people as well, like the last time.
Yes, we hope so. We hope so. We hope that this becomes, or this is a useful resource to you that you can make reference to, forward it to somebody else, or maybe learn from.
Yes.
Let's get into it. Since we made our last video about getting our US green card in 3 months, we have been receiving tons and tons of messages.
I know.
Did you think that people are going to respond that way? Like, did you think we'll get the number of reception that, or the amount of reception that we got from that video?
The reception, I'm not in doubt, but the questions as if we're immigration consultants. That's the one I was like,
What's like the weirdest question that somebody asked that you thought, wait, excuse me, do I look like an immigration lawyer to you?
If it's been 1 year since I applied, what do I do? I don't know.
Why don't you know? Why don't you know?
I'm just glad that we're able to put that information because we saw thousands.
Yes.
And thousands.
Yeah, we got like so many people were interested. In short,
and even the consultant.
Yes, the link that's
overwhelmed.
Yes, overwhelmed, because the link that we put up, the link that we put up, I think they had gotten over 10,000 plus hits on that link. Yeah. Right, and I think almost 3,000 people had indicated interest.
Yes.
So
it's crazy.
I don't know what that means. Whether it means that people are trying to run away or people just need answers.
That's exactly what it means. People are trying to leave. Yeah. And we are glad, of course, to be a resource.
Yes.
I feel like at the end of the day, we will do what we can. We're not going to
gatekeep
information. We're not going to gatekeep information, but we will do what we can.
I think one of the weirdest comments we saw, I think one of the weirdest comments I saw was somebody saying that, and I think it was on a third party, page? I don't even know where I saw it. But the person said that instead of us to collect our green card and keep our mouth shut, now we are talking about a process that paraphrasing, we're about to spoil this process because now, since we have told a lot of people...
Yeah, somebody on Instagram...
Yes, it was Instagram.
...said that we are spoiling the process for people. Why are we talking about it? Don't spoil it for us, so don't tell anybody.
Yes. Keep it
that's
a secret.
Rubbish.
Yeah, I think that scarcity mentality. It's a number of people in Nigeria that I have witnessed or that have experienced who actually have that mentality where if they find the answer to something, they rather not tell the next person, because if they tell the next person, then there's nothing special about it anymore, right? And then they want to be the only ones who have the access to that information. And so it makes them feel good about themselves that at least there's something I have that nobody else has, right? And that's just really sad. Yes, selfish is sad, because the reason we put out that information was when we started to go through the process and talking with some of our friends, we realized quickly that some people were already looking at a different direction, but they were not even aware that something like this existed, right? And we thought, maybe there are more people like this who are interested in looking for another option in terms of getting their green cards or, pursuing living in another country like the US, for them to have access to something like this that would be of benefit to them. Yeah. And that's why we put it out. And then somebody's saying, shh, don't tell people, shh. That's crazy.
That's how people are. For those of you who are wondering what we're talking about, we're talking about the EB1 visa that we applied for and it got approved, and then we got our green card after 3 months.
Yeah.
EB1 visa is an extraordinary ability visa. It means that you have extra talents. in your profession, in your business, in your art.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you can prove that I am a professional, I am good at this job, I deserve to come to America and contribute my quota, of my talents or my profession or my business. If you judge the works of others, you have written a book, you are online like in press, you have publications written about you.
Yeah.
You received awards.
Yeah, I mean, there are like 10 of these criteria that you need to meet, but you only have to meet 3.
Yeah.
Again, the link to the video will be somewhere on the screen so that you can get to watch that and bring yourself up to speed. When I was reading the comments, or when we were reading the comments, one of the things that we saw were that a lot of people were either on the process, right, or they did it themselves. There's some people who who did the
I greet you especially.
We greet you.
That's a lot of work.
We greet you. I try to calibrate my brain to think about if I was going to do it myself.
No way.
No way.
No way. No.
So, but yeah, we're glad to see that a lot of people were already on the process or already on the journey.
Yeah.
And we wish you all of the success and all of the best. And we pray that you are able to get what you want out of that process, And then some others were also asking, even though we have put the information out there, who did you use? And so we recommended ours, right? Because
our consultants,
because they were very professional, and of course the results showed, right?
Yeah.
We both got it, even though we did it individually, right? So if you would like to use our consultant, right, we would recommend it by dropping their address, the link on the screen. Oh no, in the description. Yeah, in the description.
In the midst of all of these questions that people are asking, very significantly is a particular topic that keeps recurring.
Yeah.
How did you guys settle in to the US? I think we should talk about the mental readiness.
The mental what?
Readiness.
Yes. I think that's it. I think that's the best place to start. Being mentally prepared. I remember one time when I met one of my uncles who had traveled for like a long time. He said that one of the things he finds with people who relocate to a new country, one of the issues that he finds is that some people think that there'll be one leg in, one leg out. So it's like, I'm moving to a new country, but I'm going to keep parts of me in the country I'm coming from, and I'm going to keep parts of me in this country so I can be, in other words, they will be shuttling. There's nothing wrong in traveling, but mentally, they are not fully present here, neither are they fully present in Nigeria. So what will happen, he said, what he discovered happened to those people is that they never made any progress in either countries. So in Nigeria, they were not fully present to be successful, and the people who were there, who they left there, grew up. When they were in America, they also never found success because they were also never fully present. And he said, for him, one of the things that worked for him was that as soon as he moved to the US, he blocked off his mind that, I'm here for another 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and saying, I need to make success out of my life, right?
I love that.
Before,
How come you never told me this story?
That's all. There's a lot more where that came from.
That's absolutely correct.
Yes.
If I'm thinking about how we settled in a way that people think, it was easy, it's because we didn't show the mental stress of actually leaving everything that you know it as it is.
Yes.
And moving to a country where even though things work in America, like relatively, it's not the easiest for an adult. See, children can do it, and they already go to school, they're already having new friends, but the mentality shift that one needs to have, I think, me as a person, because you are very quite flexible, I did not understand what I needed to do until I got here, because you saw how stressed I was mentally, and it was stressing me out, and I could not actually put a finger on what the stress was. You need to genuinely say, I'm leaving my country, wherever your country is. And as I'm moving into this country, I will be a Roman. When they say, when in Rome,
behave like the Romans.
Behave just shift. Because if you do not shift, every single day will be stressful for you mentally. Even if you come here and land softly.
Yes.
The mental shift will mess you up.
When I land softly on a sofa floor. So far, so good. Go Nibaje, let me see you. Go lo, let me see you. Let's focus.
We can distract it.
Let's focus.
Gosh.
It's ADD. one of the most difficult things to do as an adult is actually to change, right? To not only change physically, like I'm moving from a place physically, I'm planting myself somewhere else, right? But also to change mentally, because you have to change mentally. The way we live in Nigeria is not the way they live here, right?
No, it's not.
It is way different. I think we need to do a different video about culture shocks, right?
It's not.
It's a whole different ball game. So
yes. Oh, we definitely have to do a video about culture shock.
Yes.
I would like to say something now.
I was just about to say, is it the same thing?
When
we just came in, like what happened at the place we're staying?
Yes.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Let's just leave that for another video.
Yes.
Because that's another long video.
But the next thing I would say is, for those who, actually this worked for us, because when we came into America, we landed softly. And the reason we landed softly was because somehow we found accommodation that was free, right? Where we didn't need to think of just the stress of finding a place.
Living with someone.
Living with someone and all that, because thankfully, this God is just amazing. Thankfully, when we came into America, somebody was just leaving America to travel. To travel out of America and said,
stay in my house.
A big house, like it was
5 bedroom.
Yes, like
big house.
Big house, like everything was present. And they even said, don't worry about, and there was a car, right? Don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Like
take our car, stay in our house.
Things were easy. And so that began to make me think of people who probably had the option, because I know some of my friends too, let me not even call them friends. I know some people too who had the opportunity to travel, and they were going to stay with somebody. Maybe the person was living in a 1-bed, like a studio apartment, and they thought, no, I'm coming from a place of 3 beds in Lagos. I can't do that. Why will I be staying in somebody's room? No, I would never do that. And then I started to think of the fact that, sometimes moving to a new place, one of the best things that may help you settle in is to actually come in and soft land in such a way that you don't have to worry, maybe for a month or 2 months or what, as long as the person can bear, right, to actually have that net to relax first before you begin to look around. Because I think if we had decided to check for where we would stay, the areas to stay and all of those things, we may have made a lot of mistakes because we didn't have the full information, right, of what it is, and even having to stay in that place and experience the environment ourselves and say, this area, we prefer this area because of XYZ, we prefer this area because of XYZ, so that's what I think. I think that really helped us. Yeah,
it helped us with accommodation. We're speaking of accommodation right now.
Yes, accommodation.
How we were able to settle in nicely before actually buying our own place, right?
Before even thinking of renting or even buying.
Renting or buying.
At least that gave us some buffer.
Give us some buffer, which areas we wanted to stay, we're checking, So I believe that even if you can afford to buy a house, if you can afford to rent, just push back a little bit. Like, okay, let me stay with this person and look around, ask questions, because in this thing that we're talking about, this America, just like every other country, location matters.
Of course.
A lot. So think about it. If you have kids, be very calm, because your kids need to go to good schools. So you need to choose school districts.
Yes.
Which school districts are better for my children?
Did you never school districts before we came to America?
Yes, I did, because of my sister.
Oh,
that's why I remember when we were looking for housing, we're like, no, this school district is high. So you need to check those out, because for your children, you want them to go to good schools. Just don't rush into it when it comes to accommodation.
Yes.
If somewhere to stay if it's with friends.
If there's the option, don't discard it.
Don't discard it.
Yes.
So that you can make proper, informed decisions on where to stay. If not, you just go and pay like 6 months rent somewhere.
Yeah.
And America don't joke.
And then you get there, it's because you don't like it or there's
They don't do. You're not getting your money back. Let's not even. And if you cut off your lease before it's over, you will pay for that. You have to pay for the period.
Yes, and imagine if you had let's say you had the money to pay for 6 months, but then there's the option to stay with somebody for a month or 2. That saves you money, right? Apart from the fact that it makes things easier for you to be able to make decisions, right? It also saves you some money, right?
Saves you some money. I know some of you have money, don't you?
But we have rich followers.
We agree. But for people who don't, just
who don't have as much.
Yes, who don't have as much as possible, you save, make informed decisions about the relocation.
We're coming there. So,
coming where?
So the third one, right? And that would be ask a lot of questions. One of the things that we did was that we asked questions, right? We're not ashamed to say we don't know, because you see, starting afresh, one of the challenges of starting afresh is deciding within yourself that even though I'm an expert, all of a sudden I realize I'm a novice.
Yes.
Right. And
don't
that is
be afraid
okay
to ask questions.
Yes.
Like it's only pride
Yeah.
that will make you, even if it's not a new place, that will make you need information. And you don't ask firsthand, because Google can do only so much. But people, one-on-one, will give you proper experiences that they've been through. And they'll say, oh, but also you can ask this person, you can ask that person. So ask, don't be ashamed. There's no shame. I just got here. What do you think? I want to stay in this place.
Yeah.
Is it? And then people who genuinely have your interests at heart, or who are good people, will say, what's your reason for wanting to stay here?
Yes.
What's your reason for wanting to buy this car? What's your reason for wanting to do this job? You know, they will answer you, and don't ask one person, because people have variety.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
People have variety of opinions.
Yes.
And then because you have sense, you will take.
Why do you keep eating into H factor? Why do you keep eating into the point? This is the point. This is the next point I was coming to. But finish.
People who have sense, like you, who is watching and need this information, will now piece all of that information together and decide what is best.
Do you find a difference between the way Nigerians here are easy to give you information versus the Nigerians who live in Nigeria? Now, this is very general. This is speaking very generically.
Yeah.
It doesn't apply to everybody. But the general response, do you find that there's a difference?
I just want to be honest as to my experience.
Yes.
I don't have people around me who don't give me information. So even though I've heard people say a lot of Nigerians gatekeep information,
Yes.
I've never experienced that. I just want to be honest. I think I've only experienced this once with a friend. But that was traumatic for me because I was not used to it. I said, what did I ask you? Why you know?
Are you talking about friends now, or you're just talking about generally?
Like, I seem to get answers when I ask for things.
Okay.
So that's why I don't want to lie and say,
Yeah.
yes, other people have told me that
Yes.
people gatekeep.
Yes.
I've not really experienced that. But again, in all my life, I've experienced it one time. When I ask, even when I was in oil and gas, I just
get answers
to my questions.
Yeah, so I think this leads me to number 4, right? Where I would say one of the things that made it really easy was that we tried our best to be intentional with who we were speaking to and who we were speaking with. Yes, because you don't want to come to America, or you don't want to relocate to a new country and...
My neck was paining me as I was doing this.
Sorry, because sorry, let me move forward. You don't want to come to a new country as America or relocate anywhere else and come and be making friends with people who are not going to move your life forward.
Or people who
direction.
Who only think small.
Yeah.
Because remember, you have to talk to people who are aligned with your vision in life, generally. Because some people say, don't do that. Don't do that. It's too, just manage. This America, there's nothing here. All of us are managing.
Yeah. One of the issues that somebody can also run into, like you pointed out in the last point, was that you have asked for information from this. So you're bombarded with so much. Somebody says, try this, go this direction, do this. No, you shouldn't do this. And then you become confused, right? That's why it was important for us to be sure that the kind of people we were talking with were quality people who we knew understood what it means.
Who aligned with our...
Yes, aligned.
Alignment is important.
Yes. And so as soon as we also figured out some who were not aligned,
we jumped off that train. We did not waste time. We said what?
Because
we say what?
This is just reminding me of, we didn't come here to Cambridge.
What? I mean, it's good to make friends, but as soon as you see that this friendship or this relationship is not
leading in direction that
we want to lead,
that we came here for.
We came to this America for.
Yes.
We are not here to think small, act small, do small. So when somebody is trying to say, that one is expensive, or that's too Is that what you want to do? All the best.
Or even friendship for just friendship's sake.
Or people that want to make friends with you.
You just because, so I like that here there's exchange of value. Like, I'm your friend not only because you are a nice person or a kind person.
Or you're popular.
Yes, there's an exchange of value. You are giving me so much, I'm giving you. Like, it's symbiotic. Like, it's so good. It's so refreshing.
Symbiotic.
Yes, it's so refreshing.
Because the friends that we've made and we continue to make have been a careful choice for us. I don't think we made a careful choice when we first came.
No.
To be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
We didn't make, and I don't think we should blame it.
That's why we tried our best till we deliberate.
I think when we first came, we were not so careful in making choices in friendship.
Yes.
Because we thought that, you're living here, you're Nigerian, and guess what? Success is not about money. Like, you're not going to say because somebody has money, you make friends with them. That's not how we roll over here. We have to align in our thinking, our thoughts. So we did not make...
That's how I roll, Sha. That's why Bobby is my friend.
Okay.
Go on.
We didn't make informed decisions when it comes to friendship. We were just like, oh, nice, you live here. We have questions, we ask questions, and then we start visiting each other, right? Mm-hmm. But gradually as we began to... So I don't feel bad.
No, you don't have to feel bad.
Like, I don't feel like, I feel like that we needed that to be able to separate ourselves from who we wanted to be friends with and who we didn't want to be friends with.
Yes.
We needed knowledge in this case, right?
Yes.
So, and we also had referrals. So somebody will say, Ife, I want you to meet this person.
Yes.
And
Talk
because
to
we
this
trust
person.
that other person who is referring,
we
trust the source. Say, here we go. And the truth is, the person who is referring us, have you found that people that referred us to friends, we've made continued friendship with those people?
Yeah, so see, that's part of what this number 4, right? That's part of what this is building community. It's intentionally looking at people who, like I said, they can be exchange of value, right? And nurture it in such a way that you guys are headed somewhere,
Together.
Yes, it's always thrilling when we think of the people around us and how we are trying our best to impact each other. Like, let's do this. Let's ask for this. Let's do this. Like it's easy. And sometimes when these friends who are not even friends with themselves meet, it's also easy because it's like friends. It's like an easy community.
Because we have chosen our friends and then they chose us, and so we like each other. We actually like each other. So it wasn't. So again, I don't want people to feel bad when at the beginning you've realized, why did I make this kind of friendship? Why did I? It's because we are all learning. We're in our learning phase. So
that brings me to number 5. Give yourself grace, right? Yes. Be patient. Be patient with the process. Give yourself grace. I think one of the things that we were able to do for ourselves was that the times where I think I felt a little overwhelmed with whether it's work or just the cold, right? Or whatever it is, right? That there was somebody who said, relax, it's okay, calm down. And the thing about giving yourself grace is that you allow yourself make mistakes and say, wait, I made a mistake there, or I didn't understand this.
And now I do.
Now I do.
And I make adjustments.
And I'm moving forward. Yes, I'm making adjustments. I'm moving forward, right? I'm not staying in there and saying, I messed up. I did this. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. No.
I think that's one of the things that, even though I didn't think about it while we were traveling, it resonated more and more as we continue to live here. That, okay, this is not how we should do it. Yeah, let's do it this way.
Yes.
I think generally that's just how life is.
Yes.
As you get into a new phase, you make some errors, but your success is in those errors. Because how do you know better?
Yes.
So we keep doing, and then we move, and then we move. And the number 4 point of building a community that aligns with your purpose and your vision in life and your reason for moving here moves into number 5, where they even help you to give yourself and say, don't rush.
Calm down.
Calm down. Don't worry. You just go here.
Yes.
And they also hype you and say, you've done well.
You've done well. Yes.
For how far?
That was so good. Yes. I can't count how many times we heard, you guys have done very well so far. Like, some of us didn't even have the opportunity to do X, Y, Z, but you guys have done really well. Yeah. And this is not only about physical or material things. This is just in the fact of how we are settling and, in quote, pushing and trying to strive and not just, in quote, relaxing and saying, you know what, this thing is just stressful. We're not, just relax. Don't worry, you guys are doing very well.
Yes.
You guys are doing very well.
Yes. Yeah. And when you find a good community, life will be much, much easier. Much, much easier. Gosh, I feel like I have to say this. Babe, because...
Is it a word of prophecy? Because it sounds like I have to say this.
No, I have to say
There's
this.
somebody who's watching us right there.
No, because I don't want us to take away God's grace.
You see, I said, is it a word of prophecy? She didn't answer, but it's actually a word of prophecy. Speak on, Mama.
No, it's true. Because I have to look back and say, look at how far we have come. Everything that we have done. It's just God.
It has to be.
Because if we now begin to see, how did I meet this person? How did I meet this person? Remember how we met at the MC of our wedding?
Yes.
We just went to do something.
I was even going to go before that. Remember how we met Shabak, right?
He followed my cousin.
Yes.
To the house.
You remember? No. See, even before that, I had called, when I called Shabak.
Yeah, you said you had buzzed him.
Yes, I'd called him and your cousin was with him. How would that...
The craziest thing.
How would that have been orchestrated if it was not divine, right?
Yeah.
And then Shabak introducing us to Jedi. Like, in short, he didn't introduce us to Jedi. We went to Shabak's studio and then talking about the wedding, and then we were leaving, and then we found our MC who was saying, don't worry, I got you guys, right? That is just God at work. And these are just some few things here and there. But if we actually really take stock of it, right, it is really all because of God's grace.
Yeah.
And you see, acknowledging it is another thing. Yeah. Like it's happening is one, acknowledging is another. And you know, the more we acknowledge it, the more our eyes are open to it, and the more that happens.
It's definitely God's grace. So please don't forget to pray.
Yeah.
You have to put God in everything, because our lives will be so much easier if we put God in everything.
Yes.
Because sometimes we want to do things ourselves, but God makes our path smoother. Sometimes, of course, there'll be challenges, normal. But just be assured that if you put God in it, you know, the challenges will be overcome. And, you know, you settle in easier than other people. And people will be wondering, how did you do this? How did we do this? But yes.
I don't know who that word is for that Mama just spoke about just now.
Receive it.
Mama just said something now. Mama, what you have said has permeated this lens, permeated their screens, and is touching them right now in their homes, in their offices, wherever they are, in their cars, and they are receiving it. They are receiving it. So for a seed of $100, $1,000.
Drop your money in the comments.
Since we've been here, looking at how long we've been here, would you say, we've done well? Or would you say, well, we just give God the glory?
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Knowing me, of course.
Of course, what?
I don't think that we've done as well as we want to. That's the truth. I know that my friends watching, I'll be like, if I stop it. But I'm a very high achiever. Like, my standards are really high for the things that I feel like we should be achieving. So I have to find a balance in saying, be grateful to God for where you are.
Yes.
And that's where I'm coming from now, to say I'm grateful for where we are. I just know that the standard that I set, it's not me and you. Like, I personally set.
So I've never reached out that standard. We're starting from the first standard.
Exactly.
So talk about the standard, talk about my standard. They're not mixed.
Both of us, this standard. I don't think that we have pinched it. But what do I see? I see, what do you call this thing? Opportunities.
Yes.
I see the path.
Yes.
You know, when you see that there's a path open for you, we have our path open for us. Now is to walk it and continue to walk it. We are
diligent in it,
diligent. So we're on it already, but I cannot just, with my full chest, not give glory to God for where we have come, how far we have come. How about you?
Yes, so I think our answers are aligned. There is so much that we need to do that it's not so much to do, but it's more so that there's so much that we need to do that we know that we are already on the right path towards that dream and that goal, right? And we see how God is just making things fall in line for us, right? Making the crooked path straight for us, and, you know, lines falling in places and places. You know, however, we still cannot take away the fact that we know that where we are, just like you said, is as a result of the grace of God at work in us.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And so it is being thankful to say, God, thank you, but also knowing that there's more, right? So it's not the kind of there is more that makes you unsettled, where you are not at rest.
It's the kind of more that is exciting.
Yes, that's exciting. That you look forward to with excitement. Yeah. So I'm excited for that.
I am. We need. It's a need to talk about the culture shock, you guys.
Yes.
It's you.
That should probably be our next video, because
definitely
something very strange happened. Day 2? Was that day 2? No, it was more than day 2. It was like maybe day 5 of landing in the US. Something really shocking. Really, really shocking.
I'm like, if I was in Nigeria.
Adibin, I know you now.
Adibin. Anyway.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Is this, am I the one? Is this my course for washing?
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope that this was helpful to you.
Yes.
We hope it was helpful to you in any way. If it was, we want you to share, like, comment,
and subscribe.
Subscribe. Hit the subscribe. It's a beautiful subscription button. It's a beautiful one. It's just down there. It's just down there.
It's beautiful.
Subscribe. Okay.
We know some very, very, very important people that subscribe.
Yes, only important people subscribe to our channel. We know you're one of them. Excuse me. Hold on. We know you're one of them. So hit the subscribe button, okay?
Thank you.
Okay? It's a big, shiny button. It's a beautiful button.
It's red.
Everybody loves the button.
No red like it.
No red
has
ever looked red like this.
Nobody has ever seen a red like this.
No red better than this red. It's a beautiful red.
If you click this red.
I feel like I'm entering into it more.
Trump, I beg you. We just got a green card.
We just reached here. We are sorry, we just reached here.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, before we go, we're supposed to announce the winner. So should we announce it in the next video?
We'll announce in the next video. Thank you, everybody.
Cheers. Peace. We didn't kiss. Did we kiss at all?
No.
Okay, no kiss in this video.